Self need to actually I need to go here. I'm going to download the mod conversion stuff, so I'm dealing with the same playbook as everyone else. Oh, let's see here. Oh, nope. There we go. Mods. Right. What's in mods? Mods is empty. Okay, good. All right. So, can I just download this whole folder? Please, thank you.
Yes, Roy's added a few mods today that he hasn't told anyone about on the server. Just gonna sort the animals out and then I'll be with you.
I'll be right back.
Put some grain extensions on it and made it an American style grain bin.
Following you.
On the combine.
Whoa!
On it. Gave it more horsepower.
That's why we were skating.
And yeah, it was nice.
Will you guys be joining the mod converting thing tonight?
Join someone else and see.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to be actually doing it over.
Dude, we can watch this.
Levi!
Jesus Christ!
I know. That's what I think every time I'm listening. Did he hear me?
Well, I wish the hell he'd shut the hell up.
By the way, I'm live.
Where do we need to be?
I'm going to do this over in James's server just so I know that everybody's together, because I know I had people from both places. So I'm
okay.
I'm going over right now.
I'll head over there now.
All right, cool.
Oh.
Good evening, James.
Evening, everyone.
Now, where's this live stream going to be at?
It's on Twitch and on YouTube.
Oh!
But I'm going to run it live in here as well so that everybody can follow in real time. Except for the people watching live, they have to watch it delayed.
Okay. Yeah, good. That would definitely suck if that was trying to follow.
No. Not happening. Not happening at all. John, I'm turning you down, so you're going to have to be louder. Okay. Actually, that's not bad right there. No, you're fine. Just if I'm not responding to you because somebody else is talking at the same time, raise your voice.
Let me get out of the game.
All right, so everybody got the mod, the link to the mods that we're working on tonight, correct?
Yes, Dad, we do.
Well, that's
already got them all downloaded.
All right, so extract those files. Okie dokie. I'm just following on. So I took that folder that with all those mods, and I just threw the entire thing into my mod folder.
Oh, so put them in the game?
Oh yeah, totally put them in the game.
Okay.
Can I undo that? Can I no, controls. I didn't pick control C to undo that. Didn't mean to extract here. Dang it. Deleting all this crap out because I just clicked the wrong extract file folder. Blah blah blah. Shoo.
Oh,
holy crap. Okay, mod conversion. Okay,
so what we need to put in is the C70 and the lizard, correct?
The lizard, you don't even... I'm going to have it in my mods folder. The game's not going to read it as a mod, so it shouldn't matter. But if you want to just have only the C70 in your mods folder, that's fine. The lizard is actually got to do with lights.
I see that. I opened it. I see that.
That's great. So yeah, extract files. Let's try. Let's see if I can do this proper now. So now I'm going to take these and I'm going to cut them out of here, and I'll paste them here, and I'll delete this, and I'll delete this. Open your eyes. mod.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'll put those on my desktop. Yeah, I can replace that. That's fine. Because okay, so then, yeah, all right.
I just needed the C70 lizard in the lights. I won't need that. I just need the C70 in the mod folder.
Right. The rest of the stuff you
Correct.
can put in another
Yeah.
folder, put on your desktop, leave it in your download section, on your folder, whatever you want to do. The lizard, John. You know when we go
I need to unzip
FS19.
that, don't I?
What's that?
I need to unzip that lizard, right?
Yes, you want it unzipped so you can access the files that are in it. Correct.
Yep.
Good point.
Do you want the C70 unzipped as well?
Yes, you want to unzip that and only have the unzipped version in your mods folder, because obviously we won't be able to do well, I shouldn't say obviously, but we won't be able to do the GS reload otherwise, which will really be kind of problematic. So I
Okay.
hit the no. I hit the right button. So I'm gonna I use 7-zip. Don't know what you guys use, but extract files.
Oh, I already have a mod conversion thing. I don't
Good.
need that.
That's fine. Yeah. Well, I sent it to you a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta do one more thing. I gotta unzip the truck. I forgot to unzip the truck.
Let's see if this is live on YouTube yet.
Add in my test folder.
Connecting stream software to go live. Viewers will be able to find your stream once you go live. Well, I've gone live. Why is this? I'm waiting on. Let me text Roy, because now he's 15 minutes late. Roy.
I have an unzip. Yep. Okay.
All right, I have that in an unzipped folder in my mods.
Okay. The only thing in your mods folder, correct?
Is the C70. That's it. Nothing else.
All right. Oh, that's not what I want. And do you have the lizard folder unzipped?
Working on
in
it right
someplace?
now.
Okay. We shall have an unzipped lizard folder. It's just gonna make life easier. If you've got, okay, good. If you've got FS19 still in your computer, this folder isn't necessary because that's where I pulled it from and zipped it to send everybody, just for ease. Sometimes there's other things that are needed in where's what I want in
So the lizard folder, I can just have my desktop easy handy wherever.
yeah, wherever, just so long as you know where it's at so that you can see it.
Yep. So there should be
Um,
one mod in your mod folder.
Correct.
Got it.
Essentially what I've run into so far, I haven't had any issues where I've needed wheels from FS19. It's always been lights, always been lights, always been lights. So this lizard folder is actually from FS19. It has all those lights. Sometimes it calls out, and like if you've ever seen a mod with white blocks where the lights should be, and you're going, why are these white weird blocks here? Those should be lights. What's wrong with them? It's calling out to FS19 stuff that doesn't exist in 22. They didn't bring it forward for whatever reason, so you got to bring it into the mod folder to call it out so that the mod shows up in game. And that's why I sent that folder to everybody, because not everybody's going to have access to their FS19 stuff still. They're just going to have access to their FS22, or maybe if they never had 19, they can't even begin to convert because they don't have access to this folder. Can you call Walgreens and see if they have prescriptions? Sure. I'm going to mute myself for just a minute, at least in.
Oh. Be right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Oh, this is not gonna be easy. I got the small screen with Discord. No, I just wish I had a bigger screen on the Discord part so because it's so small. The writing.
Where am I? Ooh, I'm stuck in a closet. Why do you have?
Hello, Roy.
Oh.
How's the grocery store again? Hey, come you too. No. Yeah. Go log off and do a new one. We didn't change your skin yet.
Hello, Lucky.
The workshop.
Hello.
Brad's just on the phone.
That's not a prison. Wait, no. Wait, that's his workshop. That's
Where's the live stream going?
Paul workshop. How big is that
Uh-huh.
thing?
Yes. Yeah. 40 seconds later.
All right, I'm back.
No, you left.
Yeah, I said I'll be right back.
Didn't hear it.
I'm a Santa dad.
I
Mini house. Dude, come out of the back.
Can I start without you?
uh, yeah, I'm gonna have to turn you down just a little there, John.
Go ahead.
He's starting to hurt my ears.
Yeah, I like this.
Sounds like he's used to people turning him down.
See, that's not gonna. I turned my mic on. I don't know how to do that.
Just making you feel at home.
My mic. I can't hear it. I thought there was a volume to it.
If you, hey, John. John.
Levi, you don't need to scream.
Oh, John. Hello. I was going to tell him that if he would right click on each of our names, he could turn our volume up.
Oh, really? Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Can I have these presents? Can I at least open them?
I'm going to mute Roy.
I want to get
Have you downloaded those trailers yet, Lucky?
From where?
Mod Hub.
I put them in mod requests for you.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't done that yet. I
just-
just got back on here.
I just put
No.
those two trailers that you wanted in the file.
Awesome. Thank you much.
Test them out, and then if you want them up service, see Roy.
Okay, will do. Thank you, thank you.
Even though you need to add another 14 other mods to get onto the server because someone's edited one, not told anyone. Well, I've got to admit, I think 6 of them were mine.
I'm stuck with Bob.
Let's let everybody else hear me scream at you guys. All right, so now let's see here. All right, so yeah, okay. Is Roy in here? Roy's in
He's
here, but
here, but-
muted. Okay, so Roy, can you give me a thumbs up that you can hear me? Someplace that I can actually look easily, like a direct message or a text message to my phone. Okay, that's good. That works. All right, because I've got like 83 different screens and chats going on, and I'm trying to. Yeah. Okay. It's my first time doing a live stream tutorial, so let's see how this just doesn't go broken. All right, so at this point, Roy, you may have to catch up because I started this with everybody else. In your mods folder, you need to have the Chevy C70 grain unzipped and have it be the only thing in your mods folder. Someplace easy access, you should have that lizard folder unzipped because it's got lights that if you need to call back to FS19 stuff, you either need the game, FS19 still on your computer, or that folder. I've only seen where I need to reference 19 stuff for lights, so that's the only thing I think you're ever going to need from 19. If not, you're doing a conversion someday down the road, you need me to send something, let me know. Then that should get you up to par with everybody else. The other two files in there, one called mod conversion and one called primary sound file. The mod conversion one is where we're going to open up here. See that here? It's the XML. I've got it set to automatically open in Notepad++. Actually, can you tell I was converting a telehandler this morning? Anyway, not to call anybody out. So this is I'm not great at putting information together direct like this, but this is going to give you something to access, especially, when you do conversions on a regular basis, that you can access the direct information you need to just copy and paste into your XML to update it for 22 from 19. These are little simple changes, nothing big. It throws a bunch of warnings if you throw the mod into 22 without them. And this is something that happens on every single mod converting from 19 to 22 when it's a tractor or a truck. Implements and tools are a little different, but tractors and trucks, these are things that you will do every single time you convert them from 19 to 22 without fail. So I put it together, tried to make it read to where it, you're not like sitting next to me and asking me questions. It's going to somewhat make sense. And the more you do it, the better it is. I personally use this folder or this file every single time I convert a mod because I'm copying stuff and pasting it directly in. It's got everything I need the way it needs to be typed out. It's so much simpler and it makes it quicker because I was constantly grabbing another mod, finding it there. It was just like, I'm just going to put this in a dang thing. Lucky was asking about it. So here we are, my mod conversion XML. So there's that. Move that off screen for a moment. The other thing, this primary sound file, this is something, if the vehicle has sounds in it of any way, shape, or form, you're going to need this guy, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. But this is something you're going to want to keep on hand because you're going to throw it in every mod that you convert because it's how the 22 reads and understands the sounds that you give it for the tractor, so when you're in the game, it makes the noises you want it to make. For me, sometimes I make tractors sound all kinds of fun stuff, like Sean's sheepmobile that says, "Time to feed the animals" for startup, and then water, feed, water, feed. Of course, that goes all the way back to Texas now, and now I've got 2 children who look at me and they go, "Water, feed," but that's another story. Roy's laughing too. He got a laugh out of that, and if Anna and oh my God, I want to go Anna and Elsa. That's wrong.
Help him out, Roy. Oh, Roy.
Hey, what's up?
It's Anna
Help Brad out.
and
Anna and Bella.
Bella. God, how did I forget Bella? Water feed. Okay. So now that we're to this point, now we can start moving forward and doing stuff with this mod. So if you're in your mods folder and you go into the Chevy C70 folder, you're gonna have your sounds, your textures, your i3Ds. The shapes one doesn't have anything to do with what we're gonna access to. That goes back to Blender and stuff, which goes right over my head. Forget about it, not in my realm. The Chevy C70 grain XML file, which is your vehicle XML, where you can modify horsepowers and a lot of these things that we're going to do. The mod disk, the README. What's in the README? Oh, yeah, don't care. And the README, which I'm going to press my favorite button. Oh, look. There's my favorite button. It's deleted. The store, which is, this is what you see. And we'll open this up real quick, but that's what you're going to see when you buy it in the shop. I deleted the README. You can leave it. You can delete it. It don't matter. But
I delete them too. Don't store up inside mod.
it's itty bitty teeny weeny. All the things you're worried about that. So, step 1. The i3D, we are not initially going to open up in GE. We're going to go a different direction with that. We're going to right click it and we're going to open it with Notepad++. And let me know when you guys get there.
Got it.
You alright?
Got it.
At least Lucky and Roy,
Got
unless
it.
I missed them. Okay. So in here, sometimes I don't see it in here so much. This is, actually, no, let's not highlight that one. This one here, $data sign shaders, vehicle shader.xml. Does everybody understand what that is?
No.
Okay, I'll take that as a no. So, anytime you see $sign in front of any of these lines, that says, hey, look at the game. When the game reads that line of code, it says, look in the game. And in the game, find the folder called data, then shaders, and then find the XML vehicle shader. It's like a treasure map, okay? It's always like a treasure map. If you got one step just slightly off, it's not going to find the XML or the ping or whatever it's looking for, the end result at the ends of these lines, it's not going to find it because it's not looking in the right spot. It's like, sail 3 miles west. Well, you sailed 3 miles east. You followed the rest of the directions correctly. It doesn't matter. You went the wrong way to begin with. Follow the rest of the directions correctly, but the treasure's not there. So typically, getting back on track, this here, I like to use this a lot. It calls back to the base game anytime a mod can go $, blah, 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 blah. It's calling back to the base game. It uses less space for the mod because you're not bloating that folder up. You're calling back to the base game, back to the base game. Performance is better. Functionality is better. It's just overall a better deal. Sometimes you'll see ones that are called out. It'll say textures, FS19, vehicle shader, or anything that isn't that calls out a vehicle shader that isn't coming from the $DataSign shaders, either is gonna not function in 22, or it's just extra stuff you don't need. You can go back to the base game. So sometimes when you take these guys and you bring them to 22 from 19, and you put them in the game, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, there's a steering wheel, the guy's sitting in mid-air, and there's a front weight. That's all I see of the tractor. It's because it's using the wrong vehicle shader. Everything's still there. It's just it's a simple, usually you find it in here. I personally don't see anything relevant that we need to change in here. This is the stuff we typically change. And then, so like these file IDs, just a side note, you'll see material ID 28. It's looking back here, up here, someplace to number 28, and reads this line, and it's a giant cycle. All this stuff down here, I ignore. It doesn't mean anything to me yet. This is the stuff you worry about. This is the stuff we may be coming back and fiddling with later. For right now, it's fine. I'm moving away from this. I'm happy. Didn't have to change anything there, which is kind of a bummer. The other thing is open up the mod desk XML. Has everybody got that one done?
Yep.
Well, there's
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. John?
Yep.
Yep, I got it.
Okay. And Roy, I'll assume unless you say something that you're up to speed. Don't get distracted. Tell the children to play in the
Good
other room.
assumption.
Good assumption. So your mod desk version, at the very present time, until they do the patch update again, is 63. It's anything over 60 is going to work, but currently 63, I think, is PC. 64 is console PC or something like that. I don't know. Change it to 63 and hit save. That's it. Technically, that right there, that one change will bring the mod into 22. And technically, you could use it.
I changed it. I just changed it up 1 from 40 to 41, and it worked into. But that's probably importing a game from the in-game mod, is it?
I don't know. It's a good
You know,
question.
that JCB
Right,
20.
right.
All I did was just change the end number to 1 in. I didn't put 63 out.
Well, 63 is what I've always used, and it always likes to work. So I don't question it at this point. Half the stuff I do, I don't question. I just know I have to do this. Salute,
Yeah.
move on. So we're done with the mod desk. I don't believe we're going to have to do anything else in there. This is where it gets fun. We're going to open up the vehicle XML, the Chevy C70 grain. If you're not, I just discovered this wonderful little feature here and shared it with John. I don't think I showed you too, Craig. I didn't realize that I didn't have to click back and forth between tabs. I can literally take this tab here, drag it over here, and it moves it to other view. So I literally grabbed it, drug it, click move to other view, and now I've got them side by side. So much wonderfulness right there that I cannot begin to express how much easier my life has been.
How did you do that?
So we put it back. So you grab it, I left click and I'm holding on it, and you'll see it brings up this little icon that looks like a page. Just kind of drag it out here. Move to other view.
Yeah, but how did you get it in there to do that? I know how to do that part, but I got it open. But how do you?
Okay.
It's
On
not up
on your
my
note
finger.
on your Notepad plus, you should have 2 tabs up there: C70 and mod conversion text.
Yeah, but no, I do not.
Okay, well, you need to open both of those.
I do have them open. That's why they're
Oh.
both open.
Close one of them and open the other one again. And close one of them and open it again, I should say.
Try it again. I don't understand why it didn't do that.
Operator error,
There it
but we're
went.
not
There
saying
it
that.
went. Okay.
So,
They probably dropped it somewhere.
I joined a file last night. All of a sudden, where the heck did I put that folder? I still don't know where it's at. It's in my computer someplace, taking up space for no reason.
It's gone.
It'll get fixed someday when I get around to wiping the hard drive again or something. I don't know. It's just kind of like, boo, gone. Oh, that's why. I was like, why do I look funky? I'm operating off the light on my computer only. My computer screen. It's like, man, why is this haze around me? That's better. Okay, so we've got. So I'll assume everybody's got these two. Their screen looking like this now.
I do.
All right.
Yep.
So one of the first things, you'll need to replace the sound file in the sounds folder. I put this at the beginning with the one provided. You will need to match the sounds to what the XML is calling out as needed. What does that mean? Do you guys want to tackle that now, or do you want to keep in the XML? Great, we'll tackle it now. So let's go ahead and minimize our XMLs. We've got those open. Like I said, this is my first time teaching it. So if you go back into your mod and you open and you go into your sounds folder, this is where you'll see the sounds. A lot of people like to name these things all kinds of long-winded stuff, like, you know, John Deere 4240 underscore loop underscore idle dot wave. I'm like, my God, just call it idle for the love of Pete. Because then you got to match that up in the sounds file. I'm like, just so much more. Like, just call it start, stop, idle, run, load, be done. But this is so, anyway, side note tangent. In there, you'll see this Chevy C7, the C70 XML that's already in there. We're just going to copy my primary sound folder and paste it in here.
Now,
Wait, what'd you do?
So I went back to I grabbed that primary sound folder that's somewhere in Oblivion on your computer, on your desktop, or whatever. I copied it, and then you paste it into your FS19 Chevy C70 underscore grain sounds folder. I'm gonna wait on you, John. Make sure you're up with us.
and then, okay, let me move my seat, and then you can
Yep, I'm in.
Okay, so now we need to make this one say what this does. Couple ways to do this. If you are comfortable with it, you can go rename, copy this as highlighted, and then delete this file. Which, if you delete it, then and you don't type it right, it gets a little messy. Probably the simplest way is after you right-click on C70 and click rename. Copy this in the blue. Go to your primary sound file. Right-click this. We're going to rename this. Delete that. This one's easy because it's short, but I had a space in there.
Just basically rename the primary sound file C70.
Correct. However, when you do that, it's going to scream at you, do you want to rename primary sounds, blah, 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 blah. Go ahead and hit yes. Okay, here's why. Now you know which is the old and which is the new. You can delete the old one now, but you will have to again rename this one. Which basically, if you... Hang on, let's do that again. We go rename, hit the back arrow so it's not all highlighted, and then just start backspacing, deleting that until you get to the 0, get to the end of it. That way you don't have extra spaces in there, because if you got C70 space, it's a different file name than C70. Because it's got that space in there. It won't match up, it'll cause you issues. So, has everybody got their primary sound file renamed C70?
Yes.
Yep.
So, go ahead and open that XML up real quick. We'll take a look at it. You can see in here, I've renamed all these. People, when I got it, it was named something different. But I get them all start, stop, idle, run, load. Which it's looking in the sounds folder for this sound name. Oh, Control Z that. So it's looking in the sounds folder for start, sounds folder for stop, sounds folder, so on and so forth. If this is not start, stop, idle, run, load, as the let's bring this up. If it doesn't match, if this isn't here, like these here are what it's looking for. So they got to match. So if this is called load underscore loop, you either need to rename this to load or rename this to load underscore loop. Because they need to match, because it's looking in the sounds folder, because we're in the sounds folder, for these names. Everybody cool with that?
Yep.
Okay, no.
Okay.
What's that, John?
No, let's hang on. Where'd you guys go already? Oh, you opened up the C70 sound folder.
I opened it up to show you. You don't need to, because it's going to match, because I make mine simple. So your sound folder is always going to say start, stop, idle, run, load. But if you get a mod that they called it JCB underscore start underscore 1 dot og, it's not going to match. So you're gonna have to. So anytime I get into these guys here, I just rename the file so that I don't have to type out their longer one. I have to type out my shorter one. Make sense? Okay.
Yep.
So we're done there. It's most everything that you're gonna have issues with in this is a lot of just file path following. Following the cheese, finding the treasure, whatever you want to do. So that is taking care of that. That's our first line here in my mod conversion text. Now, move the main vehicle sounds from where they are just under just under file name. Come on, get over here.
So we need to be back in the XML of the GS.
I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead and get this back up to the way it looks. So you got the Chevy C70 here and the mod conversion here. Into the base section of the XML and rename it as follows: from what it is to what it is. From what it was to what it is. Excuse me. If I just read what was on the screen, this would be so much simpler.
I need this. Okay, template.
Okay, now before you don't copy that, because that's not. But that's just an example, because each one's going to be a little different. So if we go back to our Chevy C70 grain.xml and press Control F, we're gonna have this guy here. This is my main go-to. God, it makes life so much simpler. So we're gonna literally type in there SOUNDS, sounds. That's what we want to find. We want to find something that kind of looks like this, except for it won't say sound/sound underscore template. It'll say sounds C70.xml. I know this because we just talked about it. We renamed it. Make sense?
Oh,
Yeah.
sounds. Okay.
We're going to deal with these extra sounds here in a second. This is an addition. So you notice here, sounds external sound file, sounds external source. There's been a variety of different things I've seen this called, but this is the line we're looking for because it's got sounds/c70.xml. So we'll take line. If you click on these numbers on the side, it copies the whole line. So if you click on line 194, and on the gray section that's now highlighted, right click and cut. Come back up here. You'll see it says that we're supposed to put it in the base section of the XML. So here's the base section. All right, goes from here to here. Actually, that's just, there we go. Goes from there to there. The where I saw it was right under the file name in all the mods I've looked at that have been converted. So you, excuse me. Let's undo that. So if you click at the end of file name, press enter, and in the shaded section again, click paste. It's going to paste that in there, and then you can click anywhere in this line and delete, and you go, oh dear, I went too far, because you want it to line up so easy to read and functions well. Delete, tab, spaces, move it back and forth until you get it the right spot.
So I need to do this. Copy. Go back up to space. There's space, and you put it underneath the file, so I need to make room.
Correct. Click at the end of the word file name with the triangle. Click after the triangle, hit enter, and then it'll highlight that in blue. Right click on the blue and hit paste.
You see me going, see me out, see me out.
There.
Okay, so the best part about the stuff that we're doing right now is when you load it in the game, it gives you these warnings and it literally tells you, here's what I'm seeing, here's what it needs to be, and then you can use those warnings, references, and it's gonna start making sense sooner. But now you're gonna see instead of sounds external sound file, we need sounds file name equals. So I come over to this mod conversion XML, double click file name, right click, copy, double click external sound file, delete, paste. This allows it to properly access the sound file and make your vehicle make the right noises. Because there's nothing more fun than running a truck that makes absolutely no noise. Drives me crazy.
That doesn't take long.
No, it's a pretty quick drive. I've gotten directions for it.
Ah, there it is. Well,
All right.
so far it's painful.
Okay, yeah, it is. Like I said, we're gonna go back to the basics, John, and this is gonna be just cut, copy, and paste for the majority of it. Now we're gonna see here next is to change the schema overlay. Schema overlay you're gonna find coming up right here next. If you can't find it, use your Control F and search schema, and it's gonna pop up, and you're gonna find where you're looking for schema overlay. So it's the schema overlay. What's that, John?
Make sure you guys save as you go, because one screw up.
And you're John.
Yeah.
Saving is never a problem. So long as you don't close a file too, you can edit, undo, edit, undo, edit, undo until you get all the way back to the beginning of it, to where you first opened it. So you can undo any changes you made. Once you close it and reopen it, now that's kind of gone. But the schema overlay has changed. And you can also add the hotspot here. The hotspot is what allows it to show up at the map. So like when you're looking at your map, sometimes you see dots, sometimes you see something that looks like a truck or a wheel loader or a tractor. That's what the map hotspot's doing. That's where you add this section in. Super easy. It's at the end of the base section as follows. So it's still in between base. But what we're typically going to do is you can highlight all this. Either by 27, 28, 29, and 30.
Okay, you drive out.
Or you can back drag them. Just gotta delete. And then you come over here. Make sure you copy all of this, because otherwise it won't read this right, because it's gonna have all these little fun characters. So I'll highlight this, my schema overlay, and my map hotspot. Copy that. Come back over here, paste it in. Let me know when we've gotten to there.
Yep.
Shit. Oops.
I'll take that as a no. My personal 2 favorite characters to use on my keyboard are left control and Z, because it undoes what I just did. I've already done that once tonight. Gone crap.
Hey, Brad, just a quick question on
Yeah.
on line 22 there. Do you normally leave an open space like that?
You can delete that.
Does it make any difference to leave it?
Not that I've ever been told. The one thing it does is just kind of stretch the XML file out. Some people leave spaces in areas on purpose just so they can see that area easier when they're scrolling through. But no, the space, it means nothing.
Okay.
Not that space. That space is not a problem. Spaces inside a file name or in a folder or things like that, spaces are the devil. We don't use spaces, we use underscores. We don't use those kind of words here. We use underscore. All right, so how are you doing, John?
I'm good. I got a question, though.
Yes.
Shouldn't there be another scheme overlay underneath map hot type?
No.
Close that out?
No, because it closes itself out at the end after vehicle.
Oh, yeah, I guess it does, yes. Oh,
it's totally different.
You don't need the hotspot then, do you?
You don't have to have the hotspot, but if you don't put hotspots in, when you go to your escape menu to look at the map and you're looking for your truck, it's going to be a dot just like your forks or anything else that hasn't gotten a hotspot. So you just see all those little dots everywhere. Then you got to start clicking through your dots or start tabbing through every vehicle. You can't hit the escape menu and go, oh, my truck's over here. I got tractor here, here, and here.
Oh, that's what that's for. Okay.
Yep, that's what that's for. But this is not a tractor.
Nope.
No, we got to put that in the truck.
We had to, all caps, truck. So take your tractor and change it to truck, just like I did. If you need me to tell you how to do it, I'm more than happy to. Deleting it, whatever, just so it looks like what I've got there.
Truck.
If there's from what I've found right now, there's wheel loader that you can plug in there. There's truck, trailer, tractor, implement, I believe harvester for your combines and such. I haven't converted one of those, so I haven't fussed with it. But they're pretty straightforward, and they're not hard to figure out. And then they show up on the map the way you want them to. All right, so that's done. For example, I'm working with tractor, but if you're working for truck, oh yeah, later, I literally typed it out. For transmissions, if you want to do a transmission, that'll be modding tutorial 2, but you can kind of look at, if you look at a vehicle in-game, pick a tractor that's got the transmission style you like when you're in the game and you're looking in the shop, that's power shift and it's got 18 speeds or whatever, kind of buy some just in a single player to test them out and go, I like that tractor. Then you can go into your game files and I can take you guys through there at the end of this, and you can find that, you can copy it, paste it, put it in the game and see if you did well and run with it. So that's it for that section. In exhaust effects section, you'll need to replace the file name callout to this. All right, this is a site change. It's, they just moved where the folder's at. So if we're going, we click back in our Chevy C70 XML, Control F. Let's move this up here, and I like to just type exhaust, E-X-H-U-S-T. I have this as, if you go case sent and match case, well then it would never found it, so make sure that's unchecked with your Control F. Had that issue earlier. I was like, why isn't it finding it? I know it's freaking in there. It's because I didn't have, I don't want it to match the case in case there's lower and uppercase in it. Like you see here, exhaust is lowercase, the E is uppercase. It doesn't find that. So that's a little checkbox that maybe you not want to pay attention to. So in here, get the tranquilizers. Levi's gonna have a heart attack. Okay.
Levi, too loud.
Too loud. Too loud. My God. You know what? Nobody goes that intense unless somebody's stepping on their. All right, so if we take in exhaust effects, which we're in now, you'll see here, see how I tried to make it so that these match each other so you can look and see, yes, I'm in the right spot. You need to change the file name callout because it's looking for game-based stuff in the data folder, in effects, in exhaust for this i3D. That's its piece of cheese it's looking for there. So if you copy from quotes to quotes, you can go inside the quotes too, but you got to match this identical. So I just go quotes to quotes, and you copy that, and you come over to here. You're going to find right here under this exhaust effect, there are 2 lines of code calling out, I believe it's dual exhaust or something like that. So it's got 2 different nodes where it's going to have exhaust effects. You're going to see the file name is look in the game data particle systems shared exhaust 3D. Well, you can see how they completely changed the treasure map to finding that exhaust i3D, which is still the end result, but the directions are the same. So if we go from quotes to, oh dang it, I don't have enough space. There we go. If we go from quotes to quotes, we just highlight that and right click and paste. That one's now good. And then you do the same for line 183 or thereabouts if you didn't delete that space. Paste.
Hang on.
Popcorn, anyone? Popcorn.
With butter, please.
It's actually super cheesy, and it makes my nails yellow even after I wash my fingers. Fingernails is bad, but it's tasty.
Oh, how is this doing this?
All right. Yeah, like Lee said, hurry up! What have you got going on, Sean?
Well, I did the copy paste, but it just goes. I got it. I just
Okay.
delete this area right here.
Okay, that works too. I'm going to do things the way that's most comfortable for me in the XML. If you guys find that highlighting, deleting, and then pasting in it works better for you, so long as everything looks right at the end, it hasn't, like you can see there's things that are in red, things that are in blue, things that are in green from time to time. I'm just going to see here. Let's see if I can butcher this here real quick. If I go, did that, technically that broke this line, me doing that, deleting this stuff off the end. It didn't change any of the colors, but, oh, it did, because now this exhaust effect has gone red. If you see stuff that used to be blue or looks like it should be blue and it's red and such, you may have miscopied or deleted something that shouldn't be deleted.
There.
And see, now it turns back to blue. It's the way it reads it. It knows, okay, I read this. Oh, we're at the end. I'm done reading this. I read a new thing now. As opposed to me deleting that little bit off the end, said, keep reading. But I'm at the beginning of a sentence now. And it gets confused. It doesn't know what to do. And it shoots you errors. Or, even better, Lua call stacks. That simple little bit of information I deleted could screw you over like nobody's business. Fun times. All right, so we're good with that on everybody?
Yep.
Just making sure all my spaces, all my stuff is exactly
Yep.
the way it's supposed to be.
Okay. Next, we're going to go look in the fill unit section. You will need to change the wording from before, which was the data sign L. That's actually an L. 10N underscore unit underscore leader short is now called unit text override. Okay, you need to change the wording. I should have put that out better because I'll show you here. So if we search for fill without spaces, because spaces are the devil, we don't use those kind of words here. Actually, I need to be in this one. Thank you. There we go. Moving tools, fill unit.
L-L-U-N-I-T. Fill you.
All right, so you're gonna find in line 250-ish your fill unit. I just butchered that. your fill unit configurations in here. Each one in each mod is going to look a little different. This has got a little bit of extra bit in the middle. Some of them are a little bit cleaner looking, and it's not that bad. But in fill unit section, okay, you're going to need to change from, it's this guy right here, this unit. Before the L10N unit short, it needs to go from unit to unit text override. Don't ask me why. I just go, okay. So I'm going to double click unit text override. We're going to copy it. We're going to double click on the unit, right click, and paste. And then I just want to make sure in this section, oh, here's another one. This one's got a couple of them. Most of them only have about one, sometimes two, depending on how many tanks are on a vehicle. Like if you have a milk tanker, it'll have a fill unit, and your diesel tanks. Those are two separate, so you got to change those. Kind of like this going on here. This has got the diesel tanks, and then its actual truck capacity. And it's, I think, got air in here too. So we'll change this unit, paste it, unit override here, and override there. So now I should have that in 3 different spots. Did you say something, James?
No.
Oh.
No.
I thought somehow you got really quiet, and I thought I heard you in the background.
No.
Now, where else is it?
Okay.
You should be in line. If you're identical to mine, you might be off a line, but 254, 259, and 262. You might actually be 255, plus 1 on each one of those numbers. Once you get good at this, this is a 5-minute process. And then you get into the actual, okay, what have I got to deal with here now? How we doing, John?
Hang on. For some reason, my double clicking crap doesn't work.
You gotta click faster. My money says you're not clicking fast enough because you go click, 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 click. I'm literally clicking every time I say it, but you see it's not highlighting. You gotta be fast. Bang, 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 bang.
Or left click at the beginning and drag it to the end.
You can highlight it as well, yes.
Okay. Everything looks exactly like yours so far.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, in the moving parts section, you will see you'll need to add the line. Oh, what happened to my... Oh, son of a monkey's uncle.
Oh,
I cut it out of this folder and put it in James's JCB. I didn't copy it. Monkey's uncle. Hang on. That's
You want
stupid.
mine?
No, well, no, you don't have it.
Why?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
well, you might have. You do have it because you didn't. Just get in here.
Yeah,
give me,
I got it before you started playing with James's stuff.
Yeah. So Control F is active.
Duty equals true.
Right. Where am I here? Control F is active. Oh, we don't have it in here? You serious? Yeah. Did you send me that line yet?
Oh, you wanted it?
Well, yeah. Unless I could beat you, and I couldn't beat you, so you've got it.
Copy just the line.
Well, it depends on what just a line means. I'm looking for max distance equals 50.
You want all that line.
Just send me a whole XML if you want. Just yeah, please.
Okay, hang on.
max update distance equals 50.
Yeah.
Something like that. I want to make sure I've got it typed out correctly.
That's what I'm reading.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, what is this guy doing?
Should I call technical support, John, so you can...
There.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Um,
Oh, for the love... Ooh, you monkeys.
No.
where's the guy? Get rid of this guy.
I didn't do it right.
No, well, you sent me the whole folder. That's fine. Okay. So, leader short. There we go. All right, perfect. I'm going to kill this one. Save file. No. All right, so here we are. So we're at, in the moving parts section, you're going to be adding this in several spots. Sometimes once, sometimes half dozen times. Depends on if you see this bit of text right here, is active dirty equals true. If you see that in your mod, copy that, come back over to your mod.
Hey, eat that candy.
Fix this because I just...
Wait a minute.
So, I just did something. Pay no attention to what I just did because that's already been done. What's up, Craig?
Okay. Now, what do we...
So, we're
What
going
are
to go... Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. I got behind here. What? Something. I'm not sure.
The last thing you should have done is the changing unit to unit text override in the fill unit
Yes,
section.
I done that.
Then you're fine.
Okay.
The next thing we're going to do is look for the words is active dirty. So
Okay.
I just, without spaces, if you type it into your search,
What about the max update distance?
we're getting to that. That's part of this.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
part of this, yep. You can find moving parts, but then you still got to track this down anyway. And so I search for is active dirty. So type that in. This
And
apparently
there isn't any.
there isn't any. If there was, you would literally find is active dirty true. You'd click at the end of it, hit space, and well, you wouldn't paste
Nope.
that in, but this where you paste in max distance 50. Now the 50, I'm not sure on the numbers. I've seen 50 and 300 depending on the mod. I'm not sure how relevant that number is, what that means. If smaller is better than bigger depending on what the vehicle is, I don't know. All I know is that is there, and if you don't have this, it throws warnings. So you copy this, you find your is active dirty true line, you hit space and Control V. It'll now read as this.
Active dirty.
If you're searching it, there's none in this mod.
Yeah.
Not in this mod.
You won't find
Nope.
any. So,
So
but
omit that.
for this particular mod, yes. All right. So that's that. So now we're to the point. If you've done all that, raise your hand if you are confused, lost, or anything, or just being silent like Lucky.
So we're back to the last thing we did on this mod is unit text override.
Correct.
Okay. So I didn't
Lucky,
miss
how are you doing? I haven't heard anything from you.
Good. Just following along.
The sounds file, this is, I'm going to open this for you guys just because I can. You can open it up if you want to as well, just to see it. I got to get to the right folder here. In the sounds folder, we talked about the XML that we updated. So you'll notice in here the sounds, which is switch turn light, defight hydraulic sound, and water splash. All the sounds now are handled in the sounds XML. Sounds like, that makes sense in the past, but that's not how they used to do it. So, why do I bring that up? Close that. I'm going to close that. Thank you. I bring that up because if you go into your Chevy C70 Grain Vehicle XML and you press Control F and type in sounds again, the honk one, I'm not sure on. I think you can transfer that one over to the XML. I haven't messed with it yet. I've actually left it alone. It doesn't cause me issues, and I'm fine. But if you go find next, you're going to find your sounds file. Okay, we've already done that. We've handled that. It's good. Is everybody following along yet?
No,
Yep.
okay, sounds file sounds.
Yes.
Okay. You want to be searching for sounds, John.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. If you hit find next again, you're going to hit sounds again.
Honk. Where the hell are you at? You're in
What?
base game. Why is it sending it there? 'Cause there must be more sounds that it's. Oh,
Right.
It's grabbing every sound. So I
Okay.
gotta start.
Right. You're going to see, oh, look, here's switch 01, switch turn light. We just saw that in the sounds XML. So literally take that, copy it, or highlight it, and delete.
Okay, slow down because I'm still at the top by base.
All right, so we'll start hitting that find next button already. Mr. Click Happy can't click.
Because sounds, file name, sound C70, that's good. We want.
Yes,
we want
leave it alone.
Okay, so the next button. Next button.
The guy just
Shrink
found
that up a little bit.
Okay, now we're in lights. We're going to delete that whole sounds light switch. and
Yep,
everything.
from sounds to sounds, highlight that all, hit delete.
Die.
Are you good?
Okay, I'm gonna
Why
make
is it giving me the delete option?
It's the delete key on the keyboard, John.
It's called backspace.
Delete, backspace. It's right above your red arrow keys. And slightly to the left.
There. Okay, now
Okay.
I need to bring. I got like 5 lines of.
You can
empty-
delete those lines, you can leave them alone. That's up to you. So long as you didn't edit any of the text, those lines are just spaces. It just makes the thing longer and longer and longer. Then we're going to hit find next again. Water splash. Water splash is also in the sounds XML. So we're going to highlight those and delete.
That just took me to the dashboard. Where the hell do you see water signs?
A drivable.
No, get on the boat.
That's weird. It took you to water splash, but it took me right straight down to.
Keep hitting
Dashboard.
find. Just find the sound. Ultimately,
Okay.
find the
Okay,
sounds
got
and
it.
delete them. Same
Oh.
thing here with default hydraulic sound. That one, for whatever reason, that one causes it to throw warnings. The others don't. It's just nice to be able to delete them and clean things up. But this is one that's going to throw a warning if you don't delete it. So you delete your default hydraulic, and then we're back to the horn and the sounds XML. It just keeps repeating over and over again. So we've deleted everything except my horn and my sounds file call out.
I'm gonna wait for one. Okay, let's go. Wait, what happened?
Sounds horn file. We want to keep that one.
Leave that one alone. It hasn't caused me any warnings. The horn, I think, still functions. We might be exploring that tonight, but otherwise we're good. So you should have your sounds, file name, sounds, C71, and your horn. If everybody's got only that when they search the word sounds now, you're golden.
Okay. What about that dashboard? External sounds file equals sounds C7XML. Oh, better keep that dashboard.
Wait a minute, dashboard. Wait, what have you got?
Yeah, I got one in the dashboard.
Well, what did you do? Because we're all
I don't know,
operating
I
on the
just
same thing.
found-
See, my dashboard doesn't.
Bye.
Motor active.
No, I got a sounds external sound file equals.
Did you
Sounds.
not cut that and put it at the top, or did you copy it?
I'm supposed to put that at the top.
Remember, that's our sounds/c70.xml. We cut
Okay,
that
sounds
I don't
file
have a
name,
dashboard.
sounds-
anywhere in there. We've all.
Sounds file name.
If you
equals
search
sounds-
dashboard, does ever?
Oh,
There it
I
is.
must delete
Okay.
that. I need to delete that external
Okay.
sound
Right.
file out.
Right.
Highlight that and get rid of that.
It's very important that when you follow a tutorial, if I say things
Right.
like cut, you must cut. If I say copy, you must copy. You can't copy when I say cut and cut when I say copy, because otherwise you'll end up with issues like this.
Okay. Now that's gone. That's upstairs.
Okay. It should have been upstairs all the time, was it?
Yes, there it is.
Okay, good. So you just deleted that one. All right.
I
So now we're going to move on. The AI in the game has changed as well, where or the AI collision. It used to be there was a box if you looked in GE that if you turned everything on and you need to turn on, you could see this box where it would detect things that were in front of the vehicle. Relevant when you have a tractor, it's going to detect trees or traffic or things like that. That was where that collision was. They've redone it in 22 from the way it was done in 19. This section here, if you copy this AI to AI from the mod conversion text, you're going to copy this.
What is he doing?
So I don't know. I think he's modding. So if you copy all this and come over to your vehicle XML again, I wish I had like a glowing lightsaber for a cursor.
Copy. And now we're going to the AI.
Right. Copy AI to AI, all that text, and then find somewhere in the high 320s, low 330s should be your AI collision trigger node.
Why is this still going?
Yep.
This is the way it used to be called out.
Go chase.
I like to click above it, give myself a little space, and paste my AI in there
You can only
and make it look proper.
just keep on going forward.
Actually, whoops. Delete these extra spaces out so you got AI to AI. Bring this guy over, bring this guy over. Everybody gotten that done? Added that?
Yep.
Okay. You'll notice in here, hang on, let me make sure, has everybody got that?
Yep.
Yep.
You have it.
You have this, John?
I want to jump off.
You got a space in between your dash bar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got space there.
saw that. Yep.
Okay, don't worry about the spaces. Spaces you can delete out. You can. It ain't gonna matter. That doesn't bother a thing. This extra lines of code are just empty lines of code. More lines of code it's got to read through, the longer it takes it to load a mod. So if you've got everything with 30,000 spaces between, you're gonna have a bad XML read. It's just because it's like flipping through a book where there's a word on every page. It's gonna be a book that's a friggin' mile long. Who wants to read a book like that, right? So you'll notice in this section that we just added, there's the collision trigger node, which is the same wording down here. I have got question mark, triangle thingy, question mark, because each mod is going to have a slightly different node call out. So I just left it question mark, question mark. What we're going to do is we're going to come up here and we're going to delete our first question mark, and our question mark, first question mark, if you look down here, is supposed to be a 0. Except for I got the insert key active. There we go. Our second one after the special character, we delete that question mark and we hit 12. So they should look identical. Once you've got that identical,
Yep.
copy this old AI to AI and delete.
What did Hammer stop doing that?
That's it.
Gone.
Okay, gone. Good. Make sure you save this. Okay? So, make sure you save it. At this point, we are done with what I absolutely know for sure has to be done to every single vehicle tractor mod when converting over. We've updated all those things. It's going to shoot out all the extra warnings. It's going to be so much easier when you load into the game to look through the warnings and get those corrected. So we can minimize this for now. In fact, we can close the mod conversion one out. Yes, I want to save because now it's got the right information. I close my mod conversion one because I'm done with that file, and we're going to minimize this one. And now, if we go back to our Chevy C70 and go inside that folder, now at this point we can open up the i3D with GE. If I'm going too fast, yell.
Chevy.
Yeah, you'll need GE for this. Oh, cool. I got a box. Oh, so do you.
Yeah.
No truck, but just a box.
Yeah.
All right, we need the C70 I3D
The
file.
I3D, not the shapes file. They look almost identical. You should open the shape file. It opens and it says warning error, and you got nothing. And then you realize, oh crap, I opened the wrong one.
Open. Okay. So how did you get that to open in
In
Giants Editor?
I've assigned mine a long time ago because it's just freaking simpler. So if you've got this one, and you can go right click it and where's open with?
Open with, undershare. Next one
Okay.
up.
Oh, right here, right in front of me. Open with, then Giants Editor.
Okay.
One thing.
Mine.
Go ahead.
I just double click and then it comes up.
You assigned yours a long time ago and you don't even remember it.
Oh, okay.
Mine's got open with, but it doesn't have the arrow to.
All right, let's try this differently. That file, the Chevy C70 i3D file.
Mm-hmm.
Right click it. Hit Properties at the bottom.
Got it.
Okay. Now that we're here, right here under Type of File, you're going to see Opens with. Mine says this. Yours probably doesn't.
So mine says pick an app.
So hit Pick an App or Change, because I'm hitting Change.
Okay.
If you don't see Giants Editor there, click More Apps. See if you can find it in there. If you don't find it in here, when scrolling down to the bottom, look for another app on this PC. Let me know if you've got
I
it
have evidently not got it installed right or something.
No, that's fine, because you still may be at this point where you have to look in another area. Because it doesn't realize that this file is open with this app, because Microsoft doesn't program everything to be everything. So, have you made it to here?
Nothing. Yep, nothing.
Okay, so for in program files, we want to look for, what is it? What do they call? Oh, here it is, Giant Software. If it's alphabetical, it's going to be between F and H, which is for free honey.
Nope.
Right? Click
Nothing.
open. No, you don't have. Yours isn't there?
Nothing.
Ah,
nothing.
Crap. Yours is someplace else. All right. How do we click the start menu? Because you just downloaded this, didn't you?
Yeah.
If you click the start menu, do you see it up here at the top? If not, we need to find your Giant Software folder.
Nope, it's not.
Okay. Scroll down to the G's and look for Giant Software.
It's not there.
It's not in here at all.
No.
You downloaded it?
I downloaded it, but I may not have done anything with it.
Install it.
That I may not have done.
All right, why don't you go ahead?
I've got to
find it in your
find
downloads and install it.
no, not there.
We have time to go potty.
Yeah, go ahead and go.
Where do we?
Go.
Everybody go. You go, Tinkle. Craig will install it. Lucky, I'll ask a question.
Where do we get Giants Editor from?
You don't have it at all. Okay.
No.
All right. Thought I had everybody with Giants Editor. My bad. You will need Giants Editor, folks, if you don't have it already.
I asked that question earlier, or
I missed it. My apologies.
yeah, it's okay.
So, all right. Let's go to the web. The worldwide wonderful wibbly wobbles. Oh, hey, look, I'm live. So, if you search for Giants Software. Actually, no. That's search for Farming Simulator. And I'm going to, there. Okay, I'm going to find a link. And GDN, here we go. I'm jumping ahead. because I can. I'm going to send this to you, Lucky. Where's my Discord? There's my Discord. Here it is. I'm going to put it in the multi-chat that we've been using. Click on that link.
That particular file now has the Giants logo in front of it.
Boom, there you go. Go ahead and open that file with Giants Editor.
So where's the editor in here? Oh,
Okay.
let's see. Where
So now you'll be at the home screen.
download?
Downloads. And this is where sign up for Giants Editor Network. Y'all probably have to sign up and register. I have to log in. Once you sign up, you'll log in every time. But yeah, go ahead and fill this information out. And let me know what help you need past that. I still can't believe you don't have this. I mean, John's got it, for the love of Pete. And he lives nowhere. Wow. John didn't say anything. I must need to drive a bigger bus.
He went to the bathroom.
He went to the bathroom.
That's right. Dang it. Oh. Hang on. When he comes back, where'd you go, John? Went to the bathroom. Well, you could have told us. Well, I did. Well, I didn't hear you. Levi's quiet, too. Did he mute himself?
Yep, I got that same picture.
Good. Moving around in G is sometimes cumbersome, and if you move around, just note for everybody, there's 2 cameras associated with the mod. If you've ever been in the game, you know there are. There's one outside where you see everything, there's one inside where it's set up to where you're viewing from, like if you're driving. If you move around in GE when you're in here with either one of those cameras, when you get into the mod in the game, inside or outside, the camera's going to start from that position, and Lord only knows where you got it, and then zooming and moving around can be really screwed up. So, if you have to move in here, I can show you how to create a camera. If you don't have to, don't do it. So don't hit the scrolly mouse button. Don't press W and Shift and keep your fingers to yourself. Don't make me come to Minnesota and slap your hand, Lucky.
What now?
Nothing?
Just ignore the monkey brain.
Are you getting along okay? Do you need any assistance with what you're currently tasked?
Well, hold on, let me look at my start menu and see if there's nothing there.
You'll have to download it and then install it.
And it should show up in G's for Giant Software.
And we want the 902?
902. Always get the newest version unless you're seeing a bunch of things out there like, don't do it! It's broken! You know, on Discords and things.
Okay, so I downloaded. Now where do I put it to? Or how does it?
Just install it.
Just install it. It's got the auto installer thing with it, so it'll just install right to it.
Double click, something like that.
A couple of clicks and
I'm out of power.
Have to accept.
Roy, I'm still going to assume you are 2 thumbs up, or you've given up and you've moved on and you're ignoring us completely.
Okay, I'm back. You're waiting for me.
Where'd you go?
Adi.
Well, you didn't tell us. My God, I'm 3 steps ahead. Why didn't you say something?
You are not. You're right. Still stuck on that picture of a box.
I have made changes. I am not moving, and it's the whole truck. Thank you very much. And why aren't you?
What do you mean
Why
it's
didn't
the
you
whole
tell?
truck?
Why?
I
It's
don't
the
have a
whole truck.
cab.
Yeah, you do. It's right up front. But we're not moving in here to show you the cab. I can. I'll create camera. You camera. See? Whole truck. Right there. Call me a liar. Truck there. Oh, look. Now there's just a back end.
Camera.
So, view, camera,
Camera.
outdoor. You can do this if you want. You don't have to, but you have to delete the camera. Once you have to switch to that camera view to use it, and you move around. But then you have to switch to one of the other camera views, and then delete the camera you created. Otherwise, it gives you issues as well.
What?
All right. Never mind. I was having conversations while you were going potty, even though you didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, I did. I said, "Hey, can I go potty?" And
Oh, I
Craig
didn't
said,
hear
"Yeah,
ya."
go ahead."
Sorry. Did I follow my script correctly? Trying. Okay.
Real good, yeah.
So have you got
Brad.
to hear Lucky?
Yep.
Okay. What's up, Craig?
Brad, how do you delete that camera?
So you'll see. Let me hang on. That Craig camera. Okay. So now
Right.
you'll see it over here in the scene graph. Click on it
Uh-huh.
and hit the delete key.
Uh-huh.
Boom, done. That's simple. You cannot, if you go view camera and you, mine isn't here anymore, but if you hit select camera and you try to delete the camera that you're currently using, it won't let you. So you have to switch your view back. It's kind of a cumbersome thing, but yeah.
How did you make a camera?
Create camera.
Oh.
And then you go view camera and you'll see this one's called camera. You can change the name of this thing so it says other things, but you have an outdoor camera, an indoor camera in this mod, and then your extra camera. If you switch that view, it wherever it positions it, you're looking at the back axle, whatever. But then you've got to go back to your outdoor camera so that you can delete. I went indoor, didn't I? Outdoor, so that you can delete that camera because it won't let you delete the camera you're using.
Now, where do I go to delete it?
You click on it.
Highlight it.
Click on it. Yep.
See here, and hit the delete key right above your red arrow keys.
Yes.
Straight up from the up arrow key is end.
DEL.
The one to the left. DEL. You see it? Do you see your giant enter key right there?
Oh.
Backspace. Delete. DEL.
Oh.
Got it?
No, it's not. I got to highlight it. I'm hitting the backspace. And it's
Okay,
not.
hit the
Not
delete.
backspace. Delete key.
I'm hitting
DE. No, not backspace. DEL.
Yeah, I'm hitting the DAL. And it ain't freaking.
Okay, John, I'm going to do it again. Ready? I've created a camera. All right? Going to click on it.
Yep.
And there's a DEL key right next to your enter key, right?
Yeah.
I hit it, and the camera's gone.
I hit it and I get a warning. Current active camera is involved in the command.
If you are using that camera to do your viewing, you cannot delete it. You must use one of the other cameras so that you can delete that camera. You will have to go back up to view, camera, and select one of these cameras. I suggest outdoor camera.
Gone. Okay, got it. I missed that part. Okay.
I wish I would have said it thrice. Okay. I'm getting old. All right. So this is the one thing. Actually, the one thing we're gonna absolutely need to pay attention to. If you save it right now, it's a bad thing. Okay. Once you open this, do not save it. Here's why. See this stuff at the bottom in the console? See all these things it's looking for? It says errors, can't load these. Alright, your console's going to have the same stuff. Actually, let's get...
Good God, our favorite crap.
Right.
Lights.
So, if you save it at this point, it rewrites the i3D. You'll never see these again. You won't know how to write the code into the i3D manually, and your lights will always look like, let's see here. can I go view, show lights? There we go. See how, actually now I'm going to create my camera. Actually use it. I'll show you guys this up close and personal. So if you go here, you're going to see, come on now. See how these lights are white blobs now? That's how it's going to look in the game. They'll never look red. They'll never look yellow, whatever color they're supposed to be. Your turn signals, you can see here, they're white blobs. So if you save it at this point, you can't get back. You can't fix it. You got to start with the fresh i3D again. The XML stuff you can leave alone. If you realize you saved it, you screwed it up, you can always grab the i3D from the original mod before you started converting it. Make sure you keep an extra copy. Bring those over. It's going to match up with your XML file just fine, and you can start at this point. You don't have to start dead from scratch with everything. That's why we started editing the XML, because the old i3D and this and any changes made to this i3D will match up with our XML at this point. So you can always go backwards. So, in order to fix this fix problems with the i3D, where it lists all this stuff here, all right, and a lot of these are repeats, like rear chamber 05 normal, rear 2 chamber light 05 underscore normal. Like once you find this file, even though it calls it out for different places, you only need one of the files because it's just looking for that file, and it looked for it in the rear. It looked for it on the other rear. It looked for, you know, if you've got that same light in different locations on the truck, you might see that call out. We got once, we got twice here. The O2 we got twice. It's just going to keep calling it out because, like, I can't find it for here, I can't find it here, I can't find it for here, because they're each individual items. So it couldn't find it for the left turn signal. It couldn't find it for the right turn signal. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Craig?
Gotcha.
John?
Yep.
Okay. If you
Now I see my biggest mistake I always made first. I always saved it.
Yes, do not save it because it wipes that out and you can't get back to fix it. I learned that the hard way with this truck specifically. This is where Rubber Burner, big shout out to Rubber Burner. This is where Rubber Burner helped me out a ton. Also, disclaimer, if you're converting mods, don't upload them. Let the original modder or contact the modder. If you can't contact the modder, if they've gone, they fell off the face of the earth, whatever, you've done your due diligence, well, then, you know, you're kind of in a gray area, but try not to use this to, like, one-up somebody, because a lot of times the modders will bring their stuff from 19 to 22 or 17 to 19 or 17 to 22, and they'll make upgrades to them. Some guys will convert a mod and throw it to Giants, and Giants will go, approved! Well, now the original modder can't take that mod and make upgrades to it himself and send it to the Giants, because Giants will be like, no, we've already got this mod. And be like, mine's better. Like, yeah, it's not significant enough of improvement. We're not taking yours. We're sticking with this one. And so it actually cuts the legs out from the original modder to give us better stuff. So if you're doing this for yourself, great. If you're doing it to try to get out there, get your name, made, don't let me find you. I might stab you with a ballpoint pen.
And I'll help.
And it'll be blue ink too. Erasable though, so it'll be like nobody noticed. So if you guys recall, there was another folder I sent you guys. It was called the Lizard folder. I had us unzip.
Mm-hmm.
Because I extracted that from 19 and sent it to everybody. You can go to 19 if you still got it on your game and go FS19, wherever it's at, Steam apps, common, FS19 data, and then you get into data, shared, assets, lights. You just start going through this, the progression, because it's going to give it to you right here. It's looking for it in 22. It's not in 22, but it's still looking in the same places, data, shared, assets, lights, lizard, in all those folders before it finds what it's looking for. And it's like, I don't find it, so it doesn't show up. So what we're going to do is a little bit more in depth. We're going to find these guys in that lizard folder. We're going to copy them and put them in a folder in our mod that we designate. I preface that because now we're actually going to go through and do it. Just so you guys kind of know what I'm getting into here before we actually try and do it. So if we go, where am I wanting to go? Wow, that's big. we go back to our mod.
Oh,
Wherever I
wow.
hit.
Look at that guy. He's so talented. He could do that. I don't know how to do that.
I feel like he just made fun of me and was impressed at the same time. So, go to the mod. First thing we're going to do, once we're inside the mod.
Because I only have one screen.
No, I'm only using one screen.
Well, how do I get...
So, in this upper right-hand corner here, John, next to the X and the dash is a box, or in this case, a double box. Click that.
I did that.
And then go to the side until you get this guy looking here, where it's got the double arrows. And then you can... Okay, you're good?
Yep, I'm good now.
Okay, good. See, learned you something new today.
This is going to be cool. This is going to be so much easier when you're looking for stuff.
Right. So, go to your... Now open your mod, where it's got your sounds, textures, your i3Ds, your XMLs. Okay?
Yep.
Right-click in here. Go New Folder. I like to call it capital FS19. You can name it whatever you want. Lowercase FS19. The important thing here is that you make this simple and understood for you so you know what this is later. We're going to put these things that it's looking for, these lights, we're going to put them in that folder. Okay? So I like, once I name it, I like to open it, and boom. Now I can copy and paste things later. Let me know when you have your new folder created.
Yep, created and opened.
I'm good.
Lucky?
Yep, got it.
Okay. And Roy, I'll assume you fell asleep. He's been quiet for a long time. So now if we go and we find... So we've got our lizard folder here. I've got mine on my desktop. Right-click that, and... Actually, let's just open that. Double-click that. This is... Ow, you stinking turd. This is where it can get kind of fun. Because you got 83 things. This is where a second screen helps. But if you've got that open, you're good.
There it is. Lay him down there so I can find it and I'll bring him back up there. Okay, now open up the lizard folder.
Open up the lizard folder. Unless I hear otherwise, I'll assume everybody's got the lizard folder open once John says he's good.
Okay, I got it open, but I'm really running out of screen room here.
Yeah, well, me too. I'm all on one screen, just with you. So if you click on the word name at the top, click it twice actually. Gets it alphabetically from A down to W.
Okay, that's what mine's already on.
Okay.
Yep, there.
So first one we're going to look for is rear to chamber light 05 normal.png. I'll find the R's. Rear to chamber light. Hey, there we go. 05 normal. Rear to chamber light underscore 05 underscore normal. And it's a paint file, so it's a PNG file. All right, everybody found that?
I have.
All right.
Yep.
Wait. You said it was something
Or a DDS file.
Or, yeah, it's a ping, but yeah. It should read out like this. You don't
DDS image.
Yeah. DDS file.
Is that what it opens as?
Yep.
Yep.
Mine says DDS image.
Okay. This is the one you're looking for. You don't want the XML. You don't want the i3D.
You want the DD... You want normal.
Normal. Underscore normal.
Right.
Okay, that would help me. Okay, now I'm looking for
He said
05
that.
normal.
Shh. Don't tell him that.
Got it.
We're going to click on it. Then, crap. We're gonna click on it. We're gonna right click. We're going to copy.
Copy.
We're going to click in our FS19 folder that's in our grain truck here. And we're going to paste.
Got it.
Now the next one it's looking for is rear chamber light underscore 05 underscore specular, which is right here.
Yep, it's this one right underneath it. Copy. Paste.
we're going to repeat now, and we're going to look for rear light square _1 normal and specular. Rear light square. Scrolling down farther. Rear light, right? Rear 2. No, rear light, not rear 2. Monkey suckers.
Circle, rear light oval, rear light square.
Crap, John's beating me. Now I feel stupid. I'm the one putting this thing on. Love it, Pete. Oh, it's
Yeah,
just...
but I got orange. Okay, the rear light square normal. 01?
Rear light square normal.
Yep, 01.
Square O_01 normal.
And then he needs the spectacular also.
Should be above orange. There it is.
Okay, so so I'm looking for rear light square 01. Rear
Well,
light square 01 normal and specular.
Okay, done.
Copy. So now we got 4 files in there. And then you're looking for working light circle _02 normal and specular. I'm literally reading this out of the console from the GE section,
Working light.
and then finding it, making sure it's identical in wording, going back and forth. Sometimes that's why you hear me read it 6 times. Working light circle.
Okay,
Working
working light circle.
Yep.
Yes.
Working light circle 02.
Working light circle 02
Working light.
Got it.
normal and specular, and we want normal and specular there as well. So now we should have 6 files in here. Next we're looking for is rear 2 chamber light 05, and if you look, that's a repeat. It's already in our folder over the in the FS19 folder, but it's still calling it out over here. So now you just start reading through. Rear light square 01. Rear light square 01 is in my folder. Working light is in my folder. Okay, so we've taken care of this entire chunk. It was only really half as long, but it calls it out twice in the i3D, so it lists it twice. Now,
Okay, file 5 is in the folder.
so now we need to find side marker 06 normal.png, which, if I'm right, is in the S. Side marker 06, 09, side marker
06 normal.
06 normal, there it is. Normal and specular, because it wants normal and the specular. Copy those, paste them in here.
Red, 06 orange, 06 white.
Just a little farther, or a little farther up.
Keep going.
There it is, 06 normal and 06.
Side notes for the advanced users: the words the speculars have been replaced in 22 with VMask. So if you only see it calling out looking for a specular but not the normal as well, you might just change the word specular in the upcoming section we're going to work with to VMask, and it might be just fine. Just a side note. That's for reference later. Like if you go, God, he said something about this, call me. I'll spell it out for you again when you get to that point. So everybody has 2, 4, 6, 8 files in their FS19 folder in their Chevy C70 grain truck.
Yes.
Yes.
05,
Yep.
01, 02, yep.
All right. So now we're done with this. We should be done with this lizard folder, so we'll close it. We don't want to save. We do not save. We avoid saving at all costs this at this point. We're going to close it. Okay? Just close it. If it says, do you want to save changes? You hit no.
Just close it and hit
close it.
no.
Yes, hit no.
No. Okay, closed.
So, now we're going to take that She70 i3D file. We're going to right click it. Open it in Notepad++. Another keynote, don't have the i3D open in Notepad and Giants Editor at the same time. Things don't jive. Only edit one or the other and save it. If you're saving one and one or the other and they're both open, it screws things up. Ask me how I know.
We're going
Okay.
into C70 i3D, but we did it in Notebook++.
Correct.
Okay. Got it.
All right, so now if you take a look here, I'm going to bring up my folder. You guys don't have to bring this up. It's not necessary. This is just for viewing's sake. Let's get this to where it reads the way I want it to read. Come on. There we are. So if you look here, if I can get this to pan out right, you're going to see rear light chamber 05 normal.png. Oh, I got one of those. Specular, I got one of those. You know, you're going to see these things that are called out that it was looking for. You go, I got these. These are right here. So, you know, if I've got these here that are looking in game or $sign is game, data shared, assets, it's been looking at the wrong folder. Well, you move the items it wants, which is this end result here, your cheese, your treasure. You put them in your mod folder. So you need to tell this particular section here not to look in these folders, because you don't want it to look in these folders. You want it to look in your mod folder, in the folder where you put your bit of cheese here at the end, your treasure.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
So this is a section from $sign all the way over to lizard. You're going to replace that because it's not looking in the data folder, then the shared folder, then the assets folder, then the lizards folder, lights, and then lizards. It is looking, if you spell it out this way, in your FS19 folder. Okay, if you typed in FS19 and made it caps like I did for your folder when you created it, where we just put these items, then you need to repeat that exactly. If yours is lowercase, repeat it exactly. Make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so for me, I highlighted all that. I'm going to leave that slash rear chamber light, blah, 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 blah. I'll leave that all at the end. I highlighted from $sign over to the end of lizard. And we're going to do this over and over and over again. Now I'm going to type in FS19. Well, if I take my finger off the shift key. So now it should read, if it reads like this, the game goes, okay, look in the mod folder and find this folder, FS19, to find what I'm looking for.
It doesn't need the $sign in front of it?
If you leave the $sign, you're telling it, look in the game.
Okay.
If you,
And you don't want
I like to think of the $sign as Giants. Giants goes, give me money, I've got a game for you, so I put a $sign there for you. It's how I associate it. Now, we're going to do that for all of these. So we had the working light we found, the side marker, the rear light, and the rear light chamber. So for these next few lines, all the way through line 18, we're going to take our $sign data and we're going to replace it with FS19. If you're clever, if you've got your double clicker working like I do, you can literally do that and paste, because I copied it. If you copy and paste, it eliminates the chance for error in typage. I will say also, if you guys at any point need to contact me and say, hey, what's this going on or whatever, I am most likely available and would be happy to help you with it. Let me know when you have these files looking like this. Lines 11 through 18.
Yep.
One down.
I might be shouting at you tomorrow afternoon for some help with that JCB 3000.
Afternoon for you is night for me. Perfect. And typically, James, a lot of times,
Yep.
if you look in my Discord, you'll see me hanging out from, well, that's later than, you'll see me around, but if you're staying up super late, from about 9 p.m. on, and if I'm playing the game, it's from about 7 p.m. on, which would be what? That's 1 o'clock from 1 to 1 a.m. till noon your time. You can hit me up and I can jump in Discord and talk you through in between customers.
Right, no worries.
Done a lot of modding while driving Uber. with Chad at the helm of doing it, me trying to help him out.
Yes.
With things. So.
Yeah. For that JCB, the actual headlights have actually disappeared. The actual ID3 of them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You might, it's never a bad thing if you've got the XML right. Just grab the original i3D, drag it in, replace your current i3Ds, and start from scratch.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I've done that because it's sometimes you screwed something up or you saved it, which is the worst thing you can do. Nobody ever thought that, but it is the worst thing you can do until you get to this point. So
no, even in GE,
I'm good.
Have the headlights on.
Yep.
Okay. You're good. Okay, John, you're good.
Yeah, I was way ahead of you because I saw this before.
Okay,
So
we
I knew
can.
exactly what we were doing.
I figured that's good. See, that's great. See, you're pro at this. So you can close this. We're done with that. We'll close this folder.
Before you close it.
Oh shoot, I shouldn't have closed that. Yes, always save that. Okay, so, and Roy, I hope you have a nice pillow. So now we're going to open the i3D with Giants Editor again.
Woo-hoo.
2 reasons we close it. 1, we edited the i3D in Notepad++, and if you could screw things up having both of them open. And 2, did I just do it? It's still calling.
You didn't save it.
I didn't save it. Boom comes the dynamite. Yeah, baby.
I said save it.
Oh, no, I did save it.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
I got light.
I did save
It's still there. Just go click. No, you didn't. Go click save up at the top.
I thought I closed that. I must have minimized it. Well, no wonder it didn't ask me to save because I didn't close it. I minimized it. All right. Okay.
That doesn't work.
So now if I'm going to create a camera real quick. You guys can create cameras if you like, and switch to them if you're comfortable with that. But now if you look, oh, come on, Brad. You'll see instead of those white blobs, we have the orange above the red. Instead of white turn signals, we have an actual turn signal, and we have the headlight lenses, which is good. You'll also notice down here, it doesn't have all that gobbledygook. Like this is clean. There's no errors and warnings in your console.
I've got one warning. Old shape file format version found.
Which we're about to, which is the easy fix. If you ever see this with anything you're dealing with, like today, James, I was working on your JCB. I had several of those with the tools because I didn't need to update anything with them, except for this old shape file format. You literally open it up. Okay, open up the i3D, like we are here. I'll like to move the camera just ever so slightly, save it, and leave. That updates a shape file. That warning goes away, and life is good.
We're not saving it yet, are we?
No, we're not saving it yet. I'm just saying. That's how you delete that warning. Yeah, literally save it in GE in 9.0.2. But what we're going to do now is we're going to click on, in the scene graph, the plus sign next to the Chevy C70. We're going to go here's our traffic collision. If you remember the AI section that we edited in the XML, the very last section, it had no 012. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We've changed it. But it will tell you in the game, if you look over here in the scene graph, the blue, green, and red emblems here, that's what's called a transform group. This box here is called a shape, be it a cube or a plane or whatever. Okay?
Right.
The game is going to tell you when you load this that error or warning, update your it calls us out and it says update it with an empty replace it with an empty transform group, because it no longer wants this big box in the front, because what it's was done, instead of you creating this box in front of the truck and calling out the node in here, these are all nodes. Each one of these are nodes. Every little single thing in here you click on is a node. Instead of it calling 012 and going, okay, reading this box, now what's happening is in the XML, you've given it sizes. If you go back and look at that section in the XML, it's going to have 3.5 by 2.5 by 18, or things like that. It's going to have numbers that make sense in meters for widths of the collision box that you want to have. I use this generic one on all the mods I've done. It may need to be updated. I don't know enough about it. Haven't tested it. So those numbers that are in there may need to be tweaked if you find that your truck is saying, the hired helper is saying it's stuck and it's the middle of oblivion, but it's reading a tree that's 400 miles away, right? Those numbers may be off. So what we're going to do is we're going to go create transform group. It's going to put a new transform here at the bottom. Let me know when you got that.
Create.
Yep.
Transform group. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Got it.
Then over here in the attributes section on the right-hand side,
Uh-huh.
the name, we're going to change it to something that makes friggin' sense, because there's nothing worse than having 83,000 things in here that all say transform group, and you don't really know what you're looking at. So I like to call it AI collision. You can call it whatever you want. Vehicle collision. Here they've got traffic collision trigger originally. Call it something, doesn't matter. Just so long as you understand what you're looking at.
So rename that transform AI collision.
Sure. Type it in there, press enter, and you'll notice over here now it says AI collision. You can call it, like my personal favorite, now it's LTM's butt. This really doesn't matter.
Does it need to be
Does it-
capital or does it need to be capital?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Typically what you find in here is a lot of times the first word or phrase is lowercase, then word number 2, when there's no spaces, has a capital letter. That's why I typed mine that way.
COLLIS and collision. There, and now hit enter.
Correct.
Wow, it changed it to
Got it.
288 and the thing is...
Okay, so yours now looks like mine, John?
Well, mine says 288. Yours says...
I got a camera.
299.
I got a camera.
Oh.
Don't worry about
Okay,
it. It's
so
fine.
I'm good.
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
Now you're going to, over here in the scene graph on the left-hand side, because it says scene graph right here at the top. This is called the scene graph. We're going to
Okay.
click on AI collision. We're going to click on edit.
Mine won't... Wait, mine won't...
It should be highlighted in blue.
When you click on it.
Not. No, it didn't.
You're clicking on it.
Why won't it?
Why
Oh,
won't it?
AI collision lit up.
On the left.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you
Okay.
edit,
I thought that... Edit.
cut.
Wait. Where'd you go? What? Do I click on AI collision?
Well, we've
Click
been going
on it
over
and
that
then go
for
to
the
the
last
top.
3 minutes. You click on AI collision until it's highlighted blue.
And then go to the top and click edit.
Edit up here. Whoops. Edit. Cut. Or, if you see this, this is all the shortcut keys with your keyboard. I hate Control X most often.
Edit
Cut.
Got it.
and cut it.
Now you see it's disappeared from down here, right?
Yes, it did.
Click on C70 grain. Until it's it'll highlight the truck.
Yep.
It'll highlight it.
Yep.
Edit. At the top again. Paste.
Okay.
So now it is at node 021. Before it was at 2. It was at 2. So it was in the wrong spot. So we're just repositioning things. All you have to do is you cut it and you paste it under the truck. Under the main transform group. The very top one, that's always where you paste it back into. Even if there's Like for me, there's only one. Sometimes you got axles on tractors, so you have like 3, what they call this is a component. So you have 3 components in here, but you always go back to the main one for this collision. And now we're going to click on it and get annoying. Okay? Because we need these to be not at 0.21, we needed it to be at 0.12. So if you click on it and right click on it and click move up about 9 times, you'll get to where you want to be. And don't click on the wrong thing. Make sure you got the right one highlighted when you click on it. If you start moving too many things around in here, you have all kinds of little call-out stack errors. So you'll want to be very careful. So you move it
Right below trailer.
right under traffic collision trigger. Right above the word lights, but below traffic collision.
Mine's not.
Where's yours at?
Right under trailer.
Mine's under player route.
Okay.
Mine's right above player route.
Okay, move yours down 2 spots because you want it right under this one.
Okay. Okay.
So,
How come I got NA? Oh, you do have NA. Okay, then don't worry about it. Well, how come we got a camera on the bottom? Oh,
Don't worry about it.
God damn. Just,
We've been over this camera thing,
Okay.
John.
I know.
It's got to be under traffic collision trigger.
It's got, yeah, because if you notice over here, now it's at node 012.
nope, mine's 013.
Okay, that's okay. Don't worry
Mine still says
about it.
12, even though I
mine's
moved
13.
it back down.
I had to click on it. I clicked on it. So now it's 013 because it's after 012. Okay. Once we've got this to 0 right under the right or above or below it, we're going to fix its node magically. Okay. Has everybody got it either before or after traffic collision trigger?
I've got it right underneath it.
I got right underneath it.
James?
Under, yep.
Lucky? All right.
Underneath it.
Okay, so now click on the traffic collision trigger, which has got the blue box next to it, the 3D dimensional box. Click on this one
Uh-huh.
and press your delete key.
I
What?
have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If I got my collision thing under the traffic collision trigger, I have empath 14, not 12.
Let's see what happens here in a minute. So long as yours looks like this, John, right here,
Yeah.
we'll see if this irons out here in a minute. Okay? And then we'll try to figure out your problem. So
Okay.
if you've got it under traffic collision trigger, your AI collision,
Yep.
click
Okay,
on
yep.
traffic collision,
Click on traffic collision.
delete,
Delete.
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 You're removing the old and replacing it with the transform group. The AI collision transform group. Ooh, look at that. Oh,
Gone.
okay. So now if you click off of it and
12.
click
Okay.
it on, so now it should be at 012, correct?
Yep.
And if you look back at the
Yep.
XML, that's the node that's in there. We're golden. Okay?
Yep.
Everything's good there. So now, if you've created your extra camera, this is where you have to do things. If you have not, this is where you can save it.
Oh, I get to save.
Delete my old. Because if you leave
Save
that,
i3D file.
if you leave that camera in there, it causes a warning. So save it. Close it.
Got it.
All right. Ready for the fruits of your labor, boys?
I still have my warning old shape file in format.
Yeah. Well, did you save it?
Yeah.
Okay. You're good. That warning doesn't go away until you reopen it,
Oh.
and it reloads that console.
Okay, close it.
So open up your game, and now we'll see if there's any other warnings and errors we have to deal with.
I get to open my game up. Here we go.
This is the exciting part. Hopefully everybody ends up in the same spot. Well, no, I don't want to download anything. Open up whatever map you want. I just use whatever. Make sure to activate it. Double click the check marks when you're opening it. Should look like this now.
Yep, there it is.
Everybody got this in the game?
Yep.
Yep.
Craig
Yep.
and Lucky?
Ah.
Okay.
Yep, got it there.
Hit start.
Okay, start.
There is one thing I don't think... Craig, did you have the tilde key thing where you got the log?
Yes.
Lucky, do you have any idea what I just said? You have it?
Yes.
Okay.
I have it, yep.
Good. I was crap. I was like, I didn't go over that. That's huge here. That also goes back to... I sent you guys another file a while back. It is, and I'll dump this in here real quick. Come on, give me my folder.
There it is.
Documents,
Oh,
documents,
it's so cute.
documents.
And it's even got lights.
Logging needs, live stream, Hungarian mod, to-dos.
Where are you guys going now?
Console commands, here we go. So I'm going to drop this in our group chat.
Oh, I have that.
If you ever need to know what a console command is for filling something or reloading a vehicle or, you know, just whatever you're going to type in that box at the top, that is a whole list of all of them. So you kind of scroll through there and find, you know, start reading through, and then you start picking up on what does what. Like, if you got a trailer and you're trying to test out a mod real quick, and you need to fill a trailer or whatever and see how it dumps, you know, GS fill unit add space 1 space wheat space 30,000. Boom, you got 30,000 liters of wheat in your trailer instantaneously. There's also commands for dealing with the productions. Don't ask me what they are. I haven't dealt with them yet. I haven't tested any productions, but you can basically fill the production thing up with with commands from the console and fast forward time and see if it runs. So I'll assume everybody's being as slow as I am getting their game loaded. Haha. So now, go buy the truck.
I know what's wrong with it. I only got one air. I know how to fix it.
All right, hang on just a second. Let everybody get along. So.
Oh man, what kind of camera do you got going on here?
What do you mean?
When I spin it around, I go upside down.
Do you guys remember when I said don't move the main camera if you're gonna move the camera at all? Create a new camera, because otherwise it'll screw things up and you're gonna move around and it looks all screwed up and you can't work it right. Now you know why. John's camera, when he moves right, it probably goes all like off at a 45-degree angle and all screwed up, and he feels like he's on a bad roller coaster ride.
Yeah, I must have missed that. Do not move freaking mouse while you're creating a camera.
You know, so, but you can see here, our lights are all in there. They all look good. So has everybody got this far?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's open up our log. We have 2 warnings. Yes, this is another thing I need to add to that. That this is one thing that you will do every single time to a mod. Warning, missing collision mask 21. Bit 21. And you go, what in God's green earth is that? Actually, it's 13 and 21 that you'll need to make sure they're checked. So if you can leave the game running, get yourself...
13? It doesn't say 13.
It doesn't. It'll already be checked. Some mods need both.
Okay.
Those are the only 2 I've ever seen, 13 and 21. Sometimes it's only 21. Sometimes it's both. It's never been just 13 for whatever reason. I don't know.
So what are we going for?
So you can leave the game running, okay? Go back to your mods folder. And we're going to open up the Chevy C70 back in GE. And I'm going to hurry up because my computer seems to be slower than everybody else's.
And then I think you hook on truck and it should be rigid body.
All
Okay.
Right. Okay, so let me pull that back up here again. So if we look at this warning here, this warning, missing collision mask 21, it reads warning, and then it gives it all the way out until you get to the Chevy C70 XML. It calls out exactly where you need to be looking for this particular item that you need to fix. So you need to look in users, owners, documents, my games, farming simulator, mods, because that's in our mods folder, Chevy C70 _ grain, and the Chevy C70 XML. Well, we're not actually looking in the XML in this one, even though it calls it out for there. It's missing collision bit 21, please add the bit component to component node C70 grain. If you recall, I called this main unit before you press any plus signs a component. Sometimes if you've got a tractor, you've got the tractor component and then the front axle component. They're two different components because of how they work together in the game. So a lot of times if you've got more than one component, okay, this main big line before you press the plus sign, you'll see 2 or 3 of them down here at most. You need to click on it. So once you got that clicked on, let me know.
Yeah.
Rigid body. Over here in the attributes.
Okay.
And then you'll see collision mask, which is what I was saying. We're missing bit 21 in the collision mask if you read that warning again. Click on the 3 dots right here at the end of that, whatever that number is.
Okay.
It brings up this guy here, the collision mask. It'll have other things checked. I keep my hands off what I don't understand, which is most of this. Except for the fact that I know 13 sometimes isn't done. For this particular mod it is, and it's telling us we need to have 21 checked. So you click 21, and you press OK. You also notice that this funky number changed as well, whatever that means.
Yep. Yes, it did. Got a question.
Yes.
Hand up. How do I fix my camera if you make a mistake like I did and now everything's all
Okay,
45 degrees?
so you have to, while you're in here and you're in the, your view, while you're viewing the outdoor camera, I assume, correct?
Yeah.
You need to move yourself back around to where you're in this position behind the truck, roughly speaking. You could be out farther, you could be in farther to some degree. It's going to control your...
I do that. I can't remember how I did that.
So that's probably a right-click thing.
And then...
And moving the mouse around. And then a scrolly wheel. Make sense?
Yeah, I just got to get it in the center, but I can't seem to get them in the center.
That's where sometimes you got to turn it. You got to imagine your camera as your body and somebody standing behind you, grabbing your shoulders and moving you. And look at where your eyes are going. And then if you realize you want to see what you're looking at is off to your right, your eyes can only look straight forward like the camera. But what you're looking at is to your right now because they turned you to your left. So then you back them up and then you turn them back to the right. It changes their perspective of what they're viewing. This would be easier if I could actually grab you by the shoulders right now. So once you've added that collision bit, save it and close GE. And go back to the game. Let me know when you guys are back in the game after you've saved that.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm there.
Okay.
Lucky? John?
Yep.
You know what you're doing at this point. We're just fixing this one little warning. So now if you hit the tilde key twice, you'll bring up your log and the hashtag or your number sign for us older folks and type in exact lowercase and uppercase as it reads on my screen. The V and the R in this particular line are capital. Everything is lower. So GS vehicle reload. Capital V and capital R. And then you press enter.
I still got a 21.
Did you
But
save?
that's an old one. Yeah, I did save, sir.
Did you do a GS vehicle reload?
Yes, I did.
And you
Is your warning up in the log or down at the bottom?
There you go. I did it twice, and now the errors are gone.
Okay. So now you'll see we type that in hashtag GS vehicle reload. Then it says console command GS vehicle reload. And it reloads the vehicle. From the D colon or whatever your drive is called out on down to the bottom at that point. If you have no warnings or errors, you're probably good. You're at the point where it's time to fire it up. And I have sounds.
Oh, now I got an error. No depth map available.
I think that's a whoops. Oh yeah. I do. I don't remember if I fixed that in my mod or not. Dust. Emitter 1 reference with material uses a custom shader which requires reading depth map. Okay, well, what's that mean? Raise your hand if you know. I don't see anybody's hand up.
Emitter 1 reference. I ain't got a freaking clue. There's something about fix your smoke hole.
Is it the exhaust?
That's my assumption.
No.
It's either exhaust smoke or grain smoke coming out the back. Those are the only two smokes I'm aware of that are in.
That'd be texture, wouldn't it?
I don't think it's in your textures. No, it's not your textures.
I think it's the smoke from the engine exhaust.
Let's see here. Okay. So you see this is even laid out differently now. Because now FS19 starts at the top. Texture, frame, texture. Where are my shaders? Vehicle shader, mirror shader. Right? Hang on. Shader. Start at the beginning, please. Mirror shader. Vehicle shader. So those are my only two shaders in the i3D. I don't.
We stumped the teacher.
I'm not sure. I have never. I'm aware of. So I reloaded it. I'm watching my log for it to pop up. I have to ask Rotoverter about that because now I don't have it popping back up. Now that I'm watching it. Let's film.
Shut the vehicle off and then on again. Because that would be the old. Or no, did you start it after
I started.
you reloaded it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I reloaded it and then started it, and then we got that issue. Let's fill it with some weed.
I did too, and I shut it off, reloaded it, started it back up, and driving it down the road, and it's fine. I'm not getting it again.
Turn signals work. She sounds like she's gonna explode. Perfect.
Got a V6 Detroit in it.
All right, hit the brakes. Hit the. I can't grab my steering wheel because it's not locked down.
Wow. That's loud.
Okay, particle system emitter mesh particle grain door shape is not marked as an emitter or a CPU mesh. Ah, see, further testing. It doesn't want to unload it, and I've got. Ah, she won't unload now. So this is where once you get to this is where you get into the actual hard stuff, trying to figure out different thing. Particle system emitter cannot be initialized. This is the stuff where you start okay now what does that mean, and trying to figure it out and poking around, because its particle grain door shape is not marked as an emitter or a CPU or as a CPU mesh. Sometimes this is where you start reaching out for help and looking in Discord saying, hey guys, I've converted this, but it's got this issue and I don't know how to fix it. Like everything else about the truck is fine, except that. Sometimes when you're changing wheels, you get new warnings that you got to figure out. But this gets you the basics of bringing a mod in. If it's a simple one like James's JCB, 10 minutes once you get familiar with moving stuff in and out of the XMLs. Literally took me 10 minutes and it was totally fine. The biggest thing on his is it showed up without tires. Had wheels, didn't have tires, but you could see that it was registering that there were supposed to be tires there because it was up off the ground and you could drive it around. And that one was super simple. I knew what it was before even looking at the log because they changed where tires are in the game. Instead of being data shared wheels, wheel XML, it was data shared wheels tires XML. I literally added, tires / right after wheels, and boom, I had wheels and life was good. It was as simple as just correcting where it needed to look for its cheese. And then I sent it to James and said, hey, here it is for you to test. Let me know what you think. I assume he tested it out. It's going on the server, and Roy hasn't lost his mind yet, so I'm crossing my fingers. But this has got something that I've got to come back to. And, this is where, a lot of times people release mods. They think it's good. They go, back over here. We unload it. Okay, it's fine. You move on. You don't check the log. And you release a mod, and people are like, oh, this mod's junk. It doesn't unload. Well, that's why testing is so... I'm pretty sure I'm rubbing those tires. That's why testing is so important. And having multiple testers. I'm sure I'm rubbing... Oh, look, those tires are toast, man. There ain't no way.
They ain't moving at all.
Well, that's the other thing. I changed...
Yeah, but you're going to take a rear end out or twist that dry shaft.
Twist it.
Right on the
Assuming you move and don't rip the tire to shreds in the first 10 feet. I mean, that thing's buried up in the box frame. Anyway. So that's the basics of modding. That is going to be able to, and this video is going to be on YouTube. You guys can kind of, work your way through it. You'll be able to fast forward because it's going to be a long video. And I'm
going to keep this little freaking lizard puller light thing. That came in handy instead of chasing after
it is big.
me.
It's, I don't know why I didn't think of it. I thought of Roy, and I'm pretty sure he deleted it off his computer. So it was like, I'll just send this out. I was like, I wonder what it is to zip it. It wasn't that huge. It was like, okay, I'll zip it and I'll put it out there. And that just makes it easier to find those lights rather than having to find it in the game.
Every time you have to go back, when an orange light, you have to go all the way back through that whole house.
Oh, well, this is something special.
What happened?
Now I don't have the air.
Oh.
I still want to unload, but I don't have the air. Look at that suspension bounce. Here we go. Whee!
You're going to snap the rings.
All right. Let's see here. Let me see if I get this error in here. Houston, we have a problem. She's stuck in midair! A reload should have fixed that. It should have gone to... Oh, it's broken?
Yeah.
Oh, here's
it, Brad.
Here's another thing. Check this out. This is an issue I don't know how to fix. For whatever reason, some of this frame is missing. That is resting on 2x6s.
Oh, jeez.
No, not 2x6s. 1x4s.
I was being generous. Doesn't matter. Those would have snapped long time ago.
You need to go take
Wow.
that blender and extend your
I don't even think it's Blender. I get the feeling like something is not being shaded for some reason. I have to check it in GE. This is where you go from simple mod conversions to and yeah.
Yeah, it's either blender or you have to go back into GE there and click on a little bit of a frame. Extend your frame out to the back.
Ow.
Beautiful.
I thought so. It's just my kind of truck.
So, I'm going to delete that one out because that mod is not healthy.
That's not deleted out. That's a fix it, John.
Oh, yeah, you can be on my base scale.
So there's.
Guys, no, mine's junk anyways because I got that
See if I can unload this on the fly. So it's obviously something. That error. Oh no! Once it got hot, let's see here. Do we have? Yep, there it is.
It seems like colliding. It seems like when you get up, it's colliding on something. And then it stops.
Particle system emitter mesh. Particle grain door shape is not an emitter. And so long as I'm moving, it doesn't have that issue yet. But like unloading it into a silo or whatever would be a problem. See, once it
I
starts
think
getting
it's
high, it starts.
yeah.
The collision.
I think
coming
it's
out
more.
the back end is a problem.
Yeah, it's more the angle of the box, is it?
Right, that's when it happens. And if you, I monkeyed with the unload trigger in the back on this in 19 and was able to get it to unload into different things and have it be okay.
Huh.
So you don't even need to tip the box to unload that.
Hansel and Gretel ain't got nothing on me. Ah. Yeah, so what time is it? 8:46. I'm going to poke at this real quick. But, do you guys have any questions?
No. That was pretty straightforward. It was an easy mod to, other than a little hiccup at the end there.
Right, which I've never dumped it. Can you tell? Because I've converted, this one I've already converted already. I knew what was coming. I knew we'd have some lights that we'd have some issues with, and I wasn't concerned about that, but I wanted to show lights to you because if you don't know that lights are coming that in the console and you think you converted it right, you saved it in GE after you moved the AI collision up, well, then all of a sudden you get in the game, you go, well, my lights are white. Why are my lights white? And then you got to start, you got to move the, you got to bring the old i3D in again, move this AI collision. It's annoying. So let's see here. What is my warning here? Particle system. We're talking about particles grain door shape, huh? Is this something I can fix in here, or is this grain door shape? Grain door opener, grain door lever, grain door body, door trigger, reference point. This is where, you know, you say particle back grain door. What was that calling out? This is where saving and, oh, dang it. And, particle grain door shape. I assume that's got to be. You save and you keep coming back to it. Particle node, effects node, grain door, smoke small.
Got another one there that says particle grain door down there.
Yeah.
But it's not going anymore.
So what was that again? Particle systems emitter mesh is not marked as emitter or as a CPU mesh. On particles grain door shape. I don't see particles grain door shape in here. Ah, crap. Particles grain door. Unless it's talking about this. Oh, no, this is, okay. This is a shape.
Shape. Oh,
This
okay.
is a particles grain door. See, this is where, you know, all of a sudden, like, lights start coming on. Like, oh, wait, that's a shape. You know, it's not a transform, it's a shape. And it's particles, and in here, it's particles grain door shape. Oh, duh! Right? You know, lights start coming on.
It's
not
not.
marked as an emitter or as a CPU mesh. Whoops. Go back to the right thing. It's not marked as an emitter or CPU mesh. So, this is, shape, CPU mesh. Let's try clicking that. Well, I don't know. CPU mesh, it says it's not marked as one, right?
Right, right.
Yep.
Let's save it. And let's reload it. And let's refill it. And
Oh, it dances.
okay, so now we have weird things going on, but it works.
Oh, the particles are white.
The particles were weird, weren't they?
Yeah. Or gray, I guess.
Okay. Good news is, and see, this is where adjusting it gets confused because that trigger, the unload point is low on the back end, and when you tip it up, that trigger actually gets lower and lower and lower close to the ground, and when the pile gets high enough, it quits. So, well, this one's still having an issue. But for whatever reason,
If you went over a tip trigger, you'd be fine.
oh, let's find out. Let's double. Yes. No. Silo. Here we go. Bang.
But it won't make the pile, but it's gonna fall.
Man, that thing. Man, that thing bounces, doesn't it? I mean, she is buried in it. Just, dang, girlfriend. Oh, my God, lose your lunch.
You need some shocks on that thing.
Okay, there we go. We're dumping slowly. Let's see if it stops. Yeah, see, it's still that there's one of those nodes in here. I don't know which one is right offhand, but one of them needs to be moved up. Fill volume. Let's see. This has got to do with. No, that's in the bed of the truck. That's the grain that you actually see. Grain door open reference. Grain door body. No. One of might be this. Let's create. No, that. Control C. Create camera. Close enough. View camera. Okay, so now this reference point here is where it gets kind of finicky. What do you think, James? Am I on the right track here?
And now I'm just bringing you over into another screen because I was looking at a trailer from in-game.
Let me move that up and save it. Gonna have an error warning because I put a camera in there. Warning. See, this is ID file offers 2 objects, but 1 components have been loaded. It's because I threw that camera at the end, so it's got this extra thing it doesn't know what to do with. That's also another thing. So let's see here. Oh no, that's. Nope, that wasn't it. Control Z, Control Z. So it's not that reference point. Lift reference, no. Fill volume, no. Fill volume, height nodes, particle, green door. Because if I move that, right? No, Control Z that.
There you go. Oh, wow.
That moved the whole thing up. Effects, no. Green, small. Particle, tip reference point. Oh, this is it. This is it. Watch this.
Oh, yeah, that thing was on the ground.
Right. So still got my same warning. Let's refill this thing, shall we? And we've made progress.
Right, will it tip on the ground now?
Should. I think I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take that CPU mesh just off and see if it still looks right. Wait till it goes down before we refill it so it doesn't all just dump it out. Close your grain door.
You had problems with that in 19 as well, with
yes,
it tipping on the ground.
I had to move that reference node up in 19. See, now that reference node, now it's lifting me right up off the ground. Because that reference node I moved up so high.
Is that the tip reference ref point?
That was...
Now go back to your mesh and get ready.
Tip reference point, yeah.
What did you move it up to?
I moved it to... Control Z now. I moved it to 0.2, right? Essentially? Yeah, 0.2 is what I moved it to. 0.1 might be more... Well, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It kind of lifted it back into the truck up, but it'll dump like mad. And then, so if I go... Do I go particle grain door and shape and I take the CPU mesh off and save it? Here.
Yeah, I've got mine working.
Okay, so no, that has to be checked, otherwise it gives an issue. As emitter, particle system and emitter cannot be initialized. So I wonder, so if I click this here. And
That white dust, that's got to be a... I would think that'd be like it's missing a texture picture.
Something's not getting figured out there.
It needs smoke, dust.
Right. So, visibility condition uses parent. Let's uncheck that. Render invisible. Let's try that. Let's see if that works. Nope, it doesn't render it invisible. That's for dang, I'm sure it's still there.
Is it a different color now? Or is it just in the shadow?
I don't know. I think it might have just been the shadow.
Yeah.
So we come back to here and we go Control Z. Actually, visit, use a parent. Okay. So we gotta have this checked. CPU mesh. What happens if I, let's see, cast shadow, receive shadow, non-renderable. I'm just, this is how I start figuring things out. I start poking. I start just clicking stuff. No, it still shows it there. So let's put non-renderable back on. Distance blending, receive shadow map. What if we unclick those two? Okay. Well, oh, for the love of Pete, I had to hit escape and save it, didn't I? Not that I care if it's saved, but I had to hit escape. Okay. Oh, that's right, and I hit the right button. No, it's still there. So even with those unchecked, let's recheck those and leave those on. So I tried now distance blending. Oh. Save that. Oh, Control I, not Shift I. No, it's not that one. What's that, John?
You have this truck already done. You're just messing with it.
I haven't never done this though. So you guys have the truck at the state. I haven't. I'm actually going past where I was before.
Oh.
But I don't know why. Build nav mesh mask. I don't think that's. Oh, what about material editing default? What if is there a smoke one in there? I don't think there's a smoke one in here. Sounds FS22. Let's go to data. Where would smoke be in the game? Where would smoke be in the game? Shared.
I've seen that somewhere.
Crawlers.
Under assets, I think.
Under assets?
I think so. I saw it the other day when I was looking for something.
Small Starfire. What would that be called? Something smoke. Let's try this.
I've seen it somewhere.
Nah, electric type.
It's not considered a particle, is it?
Ah, thank you, particles. Why, did you see particles in here someplace that I missed?
No. I was messing with another one, and I was trying to make smoke, and the particles. I was messing with the particles to change the color, but that's as far as I got. I haven't got figured out
Rear hitch,
What-
oval,
what color to make it.
adapters, beacon lights, car hitches, hitches, light beams, lights, low, marker,
What
power
about
takeoff,
smoke
reflect.
effect?
Where'd you find that at?
It's in data at the top.
Oh,
Effects.
effects. I didn't. Okay.
And then down to smoke.
Smoke. Okay.
Yeah, that's where it is.
Smoke diffuse. Smoke. Okay, so that's smoke diffuse, I think. And I don't know if that's supposed to be the gloss map, and the other one's supposed to be the current. Okay, that is really psychedelic looking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's not right. Let's try to change this one. Okay.
You've also got unload in that same one effect.
Now it looks like we're pouring
gold.
gold. I know, right? Let me see something here.
You're going to be pouring gold.
I want to see if I'm pouring gold or. It's still white.
Nope.
So that ain't it. For that exactly. Gloss map. So we were in. Okay.
Now, if you go out of there,
Okay.
and there is called unload.
Which is a U. LMQSTU. Okay, so we've got particles,
Particle, clouds diffuse,
potato,
diffuse.
sugar beet, cloud diffuse. I don't know. Sugar beet diffuse. I don't want those.
Well, I've got 10 items in there.
In unload.
Yeah, but you're looking through GE, aren't you?
Oh yeah, this is true. I'm looking at GE for this particular area.
Because there's unload particles material holder,
You know,
unload mesh material holders.
that sounds like what I want, but I can't. It won't. I mean, let's see here. Which one was that one in? That was in gloss map. Let's go here. See if I get. Oh, I get this. Oh no.
No, go back one up.
Unload particles. Same thing.
No.
I get the same thing, don't I? I don't even know what these are. Exhaust. Let's see. Bees, belts, chopper, cultivator, exhaust, fertilizer, leveler, manure, pickup. Smoke. We were already in smoke, weren't we? Yeah, we're in smoke. Snow, sprayer, stone, sugar beet, sugar cane, tedder, unload, weeds. Stop it. I don't know. And these are all your fill planes. I'm gonna ask Rubber Burner about that. I mean, we made it better. It doesn't have that warning, and it unloads now. We adjusted the trigger. Boom. This is good. But now this is where it's gotten above my pay grade, and I don't know where else to click on it.
Okay, so you're in grain bed.
I have the GMC, or actually the Chevy C65, which is basically the
Me too.
same truck. You just renamed it.
And it's a little longer too.
Oh, is it?
I've looked at it. It's got a longer grain bed on it.
Oh yeah, because it's a dual.
There's a dual C70, which looks the same size as this truck. But that C65 just looked longer. I don't know. I haven't actually put them in the game next to each other.
I was just wondering what they had for textures in there for your thing, and see if they have it in here. Because it's got to have that box is pretty much the same box. I wanted to see if they had anything different in there. And it doesn't look like there's anything different in there.
Try this.
C70 textures.
Finding it. tried putting CPU meshes on that, and that didn't work. Which is a
Tangents, distant blending, receive shadow, and cast shadow. You should have ticked.
what's that? Now?
Small in small smoke
Okay.
in your shape.
Okay.
You should have cast shadow map ticked.
Okay.
Receive shadow map ticked.
Okay.
Distant blending ticked.
Okay.
Tangents ticked.
Okay. 0 default, and then some
3.882
0 545
054
negative 147.
545 negative 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did you change?
Anything I've changed back. The only thing really that I've done special is move the tip reference point up.
Because I've done that and I was tipping lime. Perfect. Okay.
All right. So let's go back in here. They'll never find me. I'll go over here and hide.
Jeez.
That would have rolled right there. I don't care who you are. That thing rolls.
Yeah.
Okay. What time is it? I need to get going too. But yeah, so this is, I mean, you know, the basics are the basics, and then you get to points like this where you start having to figure things out. GS fill unit add. We're going to change that to lime. That should be enough. Ma, I still got the funkies going on. You don't have that, James?
Nope.
Okay, let's go back. Where did I... particle mode? Particle green door? Yes, here. So, did you click CPU meshes in here? And how does yours look in this section over here?
Let me just load it back. Let me just load it up. Right, you're there. In grain bed. C70. Nope. Just trying to figure out where you are.
Go click open grain bed, then grain body. And then you're going to look down for particle back grain door. And then you're going to look for effects node. Oh no, then you're going to look for particle node, particles grain door.
Right, yep, I'm there.
Okay. And then I went to shapes, and this is where I added CPU messages. How does yours look over here?
Delete that one.
Because this is what it freaks out. This is why I was getting the warning, the error.
Yeah, mine's not got that ticked.
All right, so what do you got here?
Before the cast shadow, receive shadow, non-renderable, and distance blending.
So that's what you got right there.
Yep, and down at bottom I got a BV radius of 0.298.
And then 0, 0, 0.
Yep.
All right. Well, so then if I put this back in the game.
Did you save it?
Good
He
question. Did I? I tend to do
Yeah,
these
it's
things.
like...
Okay, good. Because I tend to do these things without thinking. Whoops. Alright, Control I. See, then I get particle system emitter mesh grain door is not marked as an emitter or as a CPU mesh. So it must need to be marked as an emitter, but where do you mark it as an emitter? Because if I do CPU mesh, I get those blobs. How do you make it an emitter? Like I found
Is there
this.
anything under the visibility?
I'm looking. I'll look at uses parent, but minute, day. I don't know what weather views
Oh.
special visible shader. I don't think any of that's special. Transform group. Rigid. It's not yours. Isn't a rigid body, and it's. I don't know. That's one I'll be poking Rubber Burner about then.
Alright, guys.
I gotta give up
I'm
for the
gonna
night
call it
too.
a night.
Already? I got you this far, man. You gotta go convert 3 mods right now. Get going. Find some. Let's get it done. View camera. Outdoor. Delete. Save. Close. Close.
I
Just a
can
one.
use everything you sent tonight on a disc.
What's that?
I can use everything you showed me tonight. I can put that all towards a disc.
Awesome.
No, you know. It's not saying I will. Alright.
She unloads, but I've got this particle emitter mesh. Particle system grain door shape is not marked as emitter or CPU mesh.
It looks like it's not showing any dust coming off as you unload.
Right, and so that's...
So that might be in your XML. You might have to reword the unloading in the XML.
I don't know. I'm gonna bump that off Rubber Burner and see if he's ever seen that.
Oh.
So we go to, and then I'm gonna head out. You'll probably message me later. Grab my log quick. And I'm just gonna send him that line of code and see what he says. Just send this. Alright, so hey, it's actually Rubber Burner. Are you doing this live stream on YouTube or Twitch? I did it on both. Done. Ow. Alright, I sent him that. Alright, boys. Hey, thanks for following along. I hope this helps. Feel free to hit me up and ask questions.
Yeah, it'll help a ton.
Good. I mean,
that's for sure.
Because sometimes, thanks guys for watching. I'm going to stop the streaming now.